Association.
Or just under Lisa's. Make sure we get
It's
it.
the Brown County Rodeo Association, isn't it?
It'll be on that lease, but
Yeah.
we were trying to
That's
figure
always
that out.
good,
All right, I'll call this meeting the Brown County Commission to order. Commissioner Manskin, will you lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, fairly short agenda today. First on there, we've got the bid for the security equipment for the courthouse. Did we get some bids?
Do you have a spreadsheet, or?
Oh, no, I don't.
Okay.
Now, this is for counters, windows, and fobbing. Is that correct?
Yep.
I've been missing my letter holder.
Yes, I did. Worked on Sunday morning.
One metal,
Is it a metal one, or is it
yeah,
one
the
that's
metal one,
five by
second
five?
night.
And as we go through these, just so everybody's aware, Scott got us the numbers from the grant. The total grant was $51,372.40, of which $39,448 was for fobs, and $11,924.40 was towards windows. That's what we have from the grant to use towards whatever we choose to do here. Thank you for getting those numbers.
Okay, Brown County Security Improvements, request for proposal. The Brown County Commission is requesting proposals for security improvements in the Brown County Administration Building located at 25 Market Street. Sealed bids will be received in the chambers of the Brown County Board of Commissioners until 8:45 on May 30, 2017. At said time and place, all bids will be publicly opened, read, and considered. This project is divided into three parts. Let me see, I need to read some of this too. The Brown County Board of Commissioners reserves the right to reject any or all bids and to accept the bid they deem to be in the best interest of Brown County. Brown County is exempt from all federal excise tax and state sales tax. This project is divided into three parts. Part 1, security glass to close in the counter openings in the Auditor's Office, Register of Deeds Office, Director of Equalization Office, Treasurer's Office, and the Sheriff's Office. Part 2, extend and replace countertops in the Auditor's, Register of Deeds, Equalization, Treasurer, Sheriff. Also, we need to move the stools at the Treasurer's Office and remodel or replace the cabinets in the Sheriff's Office. Part 3, electronic access control, video addition, and panic control. This will include hardware and labor of all door hardware, readers, and cameras for the interior and exterior doors and offices. All this equipment must be added to the county's current access control and video system. Complete specifications will be given to qualified vendors. Parts 1 and 2, contact Judy Dosh. Part 3, contact Paul Sievertson. Signed, Paul Sievertson, Brown County CIO. Sorry, I don't have a bid tab sheet.
That's all right.
Keep track.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, this is going to be for the security improvements on the countertops from Wooden Mallet. And the total on that one is $5,630.
We'll put them back in the minutes.
I didn't know if we had another one that would look the same. Countertops too. And this one is from Bill Hauer. For the countertops.
Okay.
The countertops, and that would be to move the treasurer's stools and you know, put the shelves on, and that's what this one's got on too. $10,408.18.
10,408? Yeah. 18?
10,408.18.
Thanks.
So the wooden mallet one included moving the stools and stuff too? They both include both of those? Or was it just the countertops?
Nope, he's got treasurer's office attached stainless steel shelves, move stools.
Okay.
Make sure we're comparing apples.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep, he's got it there.
And now this is for the security glass, and this is from House of Glass. And the total on that is $67,895.
It's in the House of Glass, right?
House of Glass, $67,895. And this is from Digi Security Systems, and this would be for the courthouse, the fobbing.
The fobs?
The fobs, all your access controls, yes.
Okay.
And this is which company?
DIGI Security Systems.
Okay.
Total here.
Paul, did you request any, bid bond or performance bond?
Okay. The project total is $33,070.22.
32,000.
33,070.22.
Okay, thank you.
That's it?
Yes. I was just gonna look it over.
And you thought you could check and see whether that grant could shift?
I'll have to check and see if we can shift, since the one was a little bit under what our projected
Okay.
costs were. I have to make some phone calls to Homeland Security.
So that's a $6,378
About $107,000.
difference.
You added it up, Dwayne, with the three lows?
Just in my head, I'll add it to it for you.
106.
A little close, yeah.
Anybody have any questions on those bids?
I don't know if you want to take a look at them, or...
Do you want to make sure everything's covered, take them and read through them, and
Okay with you guys?
and then we have till, did you say November 1st to get it in, installed,
Have
and...
it complete
Okay.
for the grant.
Yeah, so maybe check deadlines and time frames in there, and...
106,595.22.
One more time?
106,595.22. That's using the low bid of wooden mallets.
Sure. Okay.
The grant, also the grant will not pay for the sheriff's office window improvements. That was not put in the grant originally, so it'd be just for the 4 windows on the annex side
Sure.
of that project. And it won't pay for any of the countertops. It's just the windows and the fobs,
Gotcha.
just so everybody's clear on that.
All right, is there any questions, or should we, motion to table it till next week, or what are you guys thinking?
I'll make a motion, we table it to next week, get back with a affirmation that we're happy with it.
We've got a motion from Hanson, second from Fishback. Any other questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Thank you, guys. I know there's a lot of work going into this, so appreciate you taking the time. When Max comes back in, we'll make sure we get that, or, I was like, where'd you go? Did you get that? Motion and second.
Yeah.
Not used to you moving on me.
Thanks, Judy.
Yeah.
Thanks, Scott.
Good to see you back.
Thank you. Where you been? All right, next on the agenda, we've got Maxine Fisher to discuss personnel.
And I'd like to add, contract to that.
You need an exec?
Yes.
I'll move it.
Motion from Hanson, second from Sutton. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. We'll be in exec. All right.
Are you picking?
Makeup one, permanent.
Should I go to, oh, maybe it's back.
To keep that.
Do you want these back?
Yeah.
All right, we are back in session and there is no action as a result of exec. And we will go on to your list.
Okay, just,
Was there something you wanted to talk about in open session that you kind of
PAC.
touched on?
Yeah.
And
I'm looking here.
Oh, yeah.
It's, the holiday and the election are hitting in one payroll again. Last November, Memorial Day was Monday, and then the election is next Tuesday. This happened last November with Veterans Day. And I came in and asked for special permission for my employees to not lose their overtime because of the holiday. And you agreed to that. But in checking, I need to do that again, but the union contract, it says, let's see. Okay, Article 11, overtime, 11.0, time and a half, the employee's regular rate of pay shall be paid for work under any of the following conditions, but that compensation shall not be paid twice for the same hours. A, all work performed in excess of regular scheduled 8 hours or 10 hours in a workday, and all work performed in excess of 40 hours in a work week. Holidays shall be used when computing overtime. Effective June 1, 2004, vacation and sick leave shall not be used when computing overtime. So, 3 of my employees are covered by the union contract. Lynn is exempt because she's excluded as a chief deputy. So, I would formally ask for, I believe that my 3 employees, I don't need special permission for them not to be deduct for the holiday, but I would ask for a special, and it's entirely up to you as chief deputy. You know, I have no problem if you say no on her overtime being calculated on the holiday. So it's up to you. But if I'm correct, Larry, my other 3 employees,
Or automatic.
they're automatic.
And that's what it sounds like. The union contract would be superior to whatever our general policy is.
Yeah.
And how many hours usually election, depending on, I know number of ballots and stuff to count, but it's not a lot of.
Well, like in November with,
That was a big election.
that was a big election. Right. Right.
Will be, yeah.
She'll be here on the 11th?
The election is the 6th.
Yep.
So Sunday, the 4th is when they'll come in
Okay.
to get the equal.
Yeah, they'll be here the 4th,
Friday.
the Sunday. Yeah.
Okay.
Did I say the 11th? I'm sorry.
No,
No,
I
we're just
assumed,
gonna-
I assumed. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And
Yes,
the question is gonna be whether or not to grant, yeah, overtime for the election.
Should treat them all the same.
Yeah. Well, she's the chief deputy.
Is this going to come back for any reason, do you think, on anyone
Goes
else?
with the job, is what you're saying?
It's up to you. That would be my recommendation.
Okay.
Well, if we authorize it here, how many other scenarios
Yes.
would it pertain to that we would have to authorize the same thing?
Yeah, I think
Which-
we've got a lot of chief deputies.
Did she get last November?
that was blanket for the whole
Everybody.
department. Yeah.
Wishes of the commission.
That's why she gets the higher wage.
Yeah, I'd move we go with Max's recommendation.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Motion from Fishback, second from Hanson. Any other questions? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
But my recommendation is basically to follow the union contract.
Yeah.
Okay. So, might recommend to follow union contract as it relates to, holidays used when computing overtime for covered employees.
Right.
Covered, yep.
Okay?
Of course, there are other circumstances too for those departments where there's nobody covered by the union contract, but special work circumstances, and those will have to be worked out from time to time as needed. I'm thinking of some of the support staff in the state's attorney's office that are in the situation, they're called on to be involved in a jury trial, and they're working after hours, before hours, and everything else, but that's on a case-by-case basis, and it's been reasonable reasonably handled in the past.
All right, then on to the regular list of items.
All right. Minutes from May 23rd.
Move.
Moved by Sutton, seconded by Hanson. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Claims and with payroll in there?
Yep.
Move it.
Yes.
Okay, claims and payroll.
Second.
Motion from Fishback, second from Hanson. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
HR report.
Move.
Moved by Sutton, seconded by Hanson.
I ask if there's been the adjustment for the
Yes.
intern salary for the state's
Yes,
attorney's
it's
office.
included, thank you. Any other questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Claim assignment.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Fishback, seconded by Sutton. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Did we finally get that chemical contract?
Is it in there?
No.
No.
But it's on the list, thought maybe it was
Just in
late.
case.
On the list.
Okay, so another week.
Another week.
I didn't see it in there.
No. Yeah, and I hadn't seen it Friday, so.
Okay.
Okay, skip that one. Okay, lottery application.
Move.
Moved by Hanson.
Second.
Seconded by Fishback. Questions on that? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Fair contracts.
Move.
Moved by Sutton.
Second.
Seconded by Fishback. Questions on the fair contract? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Leases. Downtown Association,
There's a number of them in there.
yeah, there are.
I'll move them.
Okay.
Moved by Hanson.
Second.
Seconded by Fishback. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Fireworks permit for Richmond Lake Association.
Move.
Moved by Sutton.
Second.
Seconded by Hanson. Questions on that?
The only question I would have is, can we tie anything to that, or can we make the decision if we decide to ban fireworks based on dry conditions at that time?
Try to make it on condition of.
We don't have to include that?
I don't think so.
Okay, good.
No.
I just
Yeah.
thought
What do
I'd...
you
You never
think,
know the way
Larry?
things are going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we
Now-
make it on condition of?
As far as granting the fireworks permit here,
Yeah.
it might be wise to put them on notice by granting it on condition that
There is no,
that there's no
No burn
existing
ban?
burn ban at that time.
Okay. You don't wanna give them the permit
That's
and
a
then
good
they
idea.
spend $10,000 and then come back
Yeah.
and...
If it stays dry, that could happen.
Yes, it
Yeah.
could.
Can you add that to the language of the motion?
Yep.
Okay.
No,
The condition, there's no ban.
Condition no
Right.
burn ban at the time of
Yeah.
the...
Right.
I think we have something in our policy too, but it wouldn't hurt to make that.
This is good to put it in there.
Okay, in the fair contracts,
Oh, just wait, we have the motion and
I'm
the
sorry.
second on that permit. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
you probably saw loose fireworks in the fair contract bundle. That's just the fair board contracting with them. That's not the actual fireworks permit to shoot
Okay.
them off.
Right.
That'll come later.
Okay, thank you for the clarification.
There's a letter from the chamber asking to use the parking lot north of the museum, for business after hours on July 6th in conjunction with the Summer Series concert downtown.
Did that last year, I think.
Yeah, I don't have a lease. I wanted to get your okay first, and then we'll prepare the lease, and
Is clearing the lot out at 3 o'clock in the afternoon an issue? I mean, is that?
not
I'm not a
really.
problem.
It's a Friday.
Yeah.
No, we're there anyway.
Anyway.
Thursday.
Oh.
Does it take up the entire parking lot, or do they
Sorry.
put rules?
Yeah, they pretty much use the entire parking lot.
Yeah, it works though. We usually send a memo to the employees and tell them, you know, after lunch, park somewhere else, because we'll put, maintenance will put barricades up at noon, or,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, it's worked before.
Fire maintenance says?
Yeah, just some kind of cones or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd move it then.
Motion from Fishbeck,
Second.
second from Hanson. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Okay. And that is all I have.
On to you, Gary.
Do you want to discuss the deputy investigator position at all?
Sure. We had talked about whether or not, last budget, we had put in for an additional staff member over there. They'd wanted an investigator for a number of years, and now we're talking about switching that to a deputy. You guys feel like making a decision today, or wait with security discussion for next week that we put on hold, or?
Can we work on it with the budget? Because we're gonna need to know if we're gonna have enough money. We did have the investigator in the budget last week
We
here.
approved it for this year.
Yeah, and so if you're gonna change it, didn't Larry, you have something to do with that? Were you sharing that investigator?
No, we just use, part-time as needed, so.
This one was different. This was in addition to Kolb and Barr to be our third investigator specifically for the county, a full-time position with benefits, but now they're looking at changing that to a deputy.
And this would be a law enforcement type position, not just a general investigator.
Well, if they're willing to do that, I think it's probably, on their advice, I would think that's probably better.
Is this another position, or is this added to a deputy
It's
position?
a new position that we
gonna be a
budgeted for
deputy
in
and an investigator?
2016.
Well,
How many
No, this
we had
is instead
originally
of it.
approved an investigator, and now they were requesting
How many new
a deputy
jailers
instead of
did
an
they get
investigator.
with,
They think it would be better
The
served
reconstruction.
at this point
That
to
wasn't
have another
budgeted.
deputy versus an
Yeah.
investigator.
Instead of an investigator.
And then train the existing deputies into investigative work more in the future.
I see.
And they know their needs better than anyone else, so if that's what they're recommending, it seems like that would make sense to.
Well, Max had a question here about how many new,
how many new jail personnel did they hire in 2017 that were not budgeted for?
I thought it was 3, but I can't, it might have only been 2.
Will you have
I thought
money
it was
to
4.
cover those
I can't remember.
3
I
or
think
4,
it's 4.
plus
Okay.
another?
I know we've mannered the numbers around, so I didn't know.
And we figured, I thought, 3 that were paid for with the alcohol tax we got last year.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe that was it.
okay.
I think, yeah, they seem to feel that they're covered either way,
They
especially
feel-
considering we're already through 5 months of
Yeah.
this year.
I have no problem with them doing it.
So you need a motion to approve hiring
Changing
an
it from an
additional deputy
investigator to
instead of an
deputy,
investigator?
That
That's
way
good.
they can, when they're doing these current interviews, then they can just hire 2 instead of 1
I'll
at
make that
one
motion.
shot.
Okay,
Which costs
motion
the
from
most?
Sutton,
I'll
The
second it.
seconded by
investigator.
Hanson.
Deputy chief of an investigator?
Well, and I originally, just because
Moved it?
Yes, I did.
the 5 years I've been on here, they've been talking investigator, and so that's why when we did the jail staff, I thought investigator made sense and we did it, but now, the only reason I'm thinking of supporting the change is because when we had the meeting dealing with what we're doing here in the courtroom, I think they're gonna have to look at having a little flexibility with maybe a deputy doing some rounds up in the courthouse with additional security, just to be out and about and visible to the public, so I guess they, like you said, they know what they need more than we do.
Right.
Investigator be sneaking around in a deputy.
Right.
Plain sight.
Right.
There you go.
Any other questions on the motion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed nay. Motion carries.
Another employee.
Just an FYI, we did get the check for closing for the 509 North Penn Street home last week, so they just have to basically file the deeds and get them recorded and
Back
things,
on the
but
tax roll,
otherwise,
huh?
we should be back on the tax roll soon, so.
Good.
Sounds
Yep.
good. Anything else?
That's all I
You'll probably be
have.
in to say the assessment's too high first year. Paid too
Has
much.
that check been deposited yet?
That I'm not sure, Vic might still have that, but.
Okay,
He
because
just let me know that they met and they brought it in. and-
Oh, okay.
And to get it over here.
Yeah.
Don't want to skip in town.
I think he told me that he still had it.
Yeah, I think so too.
All right, any other things from you, Gary?
No.
Anything else, Max? Anything from the folks in attendance today? Commissioners? Larry?
That's it.
All right, entertain motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Moved by Sutton, seconded by Hanson. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, nay.
That
Motion
one told me to, I don't know when we were